The United Kingdom is undergoing one of the most radical immigration shakeups in decades, and it's happening right now. By August 2025, the rules that decide who can live, work, and study in the UK will be completely transformed. For many, doors that were once wide open are now closing. For others, new and unexpected opportunities may be emerging, but make no mistake, the journey to the UK has become more complicated, more competitive, and significantly more expensive. Your entire plan to move may be at risk not because of what you know, but because of a rule you've never even heard of. In the next few minutes, we'll break down every major change to the UK immigration system. You'll learn the new minimum salary requirements you must meet, which jobs are no longer eligible, the fresh challenges facing families and students, and ultimately, what this all means for your application and your future. This isn't just another policy update, it's a complete reset. And if you're planning to move, you need to know what's changing before it's too late. Let's start with the skilled worker visa, the main pathway for professionals moving to the UK. This route has been hit with two major changes: a higher skills threshold, a much steeper salary requirement. Until now, jobs at A-level or RQF level 3 could qualify. That's no longer the case starting July 22, 2025. Your role must meet a graduate level standard, equivalent to a UK bachelor's degree or RQF level 6. This single policy shift has instantly wiped out more than 100 previously eligible occupations, technical roles, supervisory positions, and many trades are no longer open to new applicants from abroad. If you already hold a skilled worker visa in one of these roles, you're safe for now. You can extend or switch employers. But the government has warned, this arrangement is temporary. Here's where it gets tougher. The minimum salary for skilled worker visas is rising again. As of July 2025, you must be paid at least £41,700 per year, a sharp increase from the previous £38,700. And it doesn't stop there. Employers must pay whichever is higher, this new threshold or the going rate. For your job, discounts still exist for those with a relevant PhD or for new entrants, but even those reduced figures have gone up. The absolute minimum floor is now £31,300 per year. The message is clear. The UK wants highly skilled, high-earning professionals. The old shortage occupation list has been scrapped. It's been replaced by the new immigration salary list, IS. If your job makes it onto this list, you benefit from a reduced salary threshold of £33,400. But there's a catch: this list is much shorter than before. And while the government has introduced a temporary list for some sub-degree level jobs, it's designed to be phased out completely by 2026. This means the ground beneath many applicants is shifting, and fast. Now let's move to one of the most controversial changes: the health and care worker visa. This visa had been a lifeline for the UK's social care sector, but as of July 22, 2025, the UK has closed the route for overseas recruitment of new care workers. This is a seismic shift. While salaries for many NHS positions remain lower, starting at £25,000 per year, entry-level care roles are now off limits to new overseas applicants. For the care sector, and for thousands of workers who plan to use this pathway, is a major blow. Next, let's talk about families. The rules for bringing your spouse or partner to the UK have become significantly tougher. In April 2024, the minimum income requirement for the UK-based partner jumped to £29,000 per year. There were plans to raise this even further to £38,700 in early 2025, but for now, that increase is on hold. Even so, the current £29,000 threshold is already a major obstacle for many families. And while savings can still be used to offset a lower income, the bar has been raised dramatically. For example, a couple with no income would now need to show at least £88,500 in savings. For many, family reunification has shifted from a hope to a near impossibility. The student visa route has not escaped these changes either. First, the graduate visa, which allows students to stay and work in the UK after their studies, is being shortened. The proposal is to reduce it from 2 years down to just 18 months. That means international graduates will have significantly less time to secure a skilled job that leads to a long-term visa. Meanwhile, universities are facing stricter compliance rules. They must now ensure that at least 95% of sponsored students actually enroll, at least 90% complete their courses. Failure to meet these thresholds could put their sponsorship licenses at risk. The English language requirement has also been tightened. Both students and their dependents are now expected to meet a B2 level standard. On top of that, the cost of studying has increased. Students must now prove they have more money available for living expenses: £1,450 per month if studying in London, £1,125 per month if studying outside London. These amounts must be shown for a minimum of 9 months, but there's more. Another sweeping change impacts almost everyone visiting the UK. The Electronic Travel Authorization (ETA) is now a requirement for nearly all non-visa national citizens of the EU and the United States. Without an you will simply be denied entry. EUK's shift toward a fully digital system, phasing out physical documents such as the biometric residence permit in favor of e-visas. Finally, let's talk about the long-term goal for many applicants: permanent settlement, also known as indefinite leave to remain. Let's turn to the subject of permanent settlement, also known as indefinite leave to remain (ILR). This is often the ultimate goal for many people who move to the UK, to not just live and work temporarily, but to put down roots and secure long-term stability. But here's the reality. Even this pathway is under review. The government has proposed doubling the standard qualifying period, increasing it from 5 years to 10 years. Now, while this proposal has not yet been fully implemented, the signal it sends is unmistakable. The long-term future of immigration to the UK is being redefined. The journey toward permanent residency will no longer be measured in a short handful of years, but potentially in a decade or more of careful planning, compliance, and financial commitment. So, what does this mean for you right now? Check the rules for your visa category without delay. Immigration policies are changing rapidly, and relying on outdated information could put your plans at serious risk. Always verify your eligibility, your role, and your salary threshold directly on the official UK government website. Employers need to take this seriously. Sponsorship is no longer a simple or affordable process. Fees have increased significantly, higher charges for essentials like the certificate of sponsorship. If you're running a business that relies on international talent, you must review your workforce strategy, plan your budgets carefully, and be prepared for higher long-term costs. Families and students must plan with precision. Meticulous financial preparation is no longer just good advice, it is absolutely essential. With higher income thresholds for family visas, stricter requirements for dependents, and increased living cost expectations for students, failing to prepare financially could mean the difference between approval and rejection. Make no mistake, the UK's immigration system has undergone a fundamental transformation. The gates have narrowed, the bar has been raised higher, and the cost of entry, whether measured in money, time, or effort, has risen dramatically. This is not a system where you can take shortcuts. It demands careful planning, up-to-date knowledge, and a clear understanding of where you fit into this new landscape. For anyone considering a move, it's no longer enough to ask, "Can I go?" Instead, the question must be, am I prepared for the financial, professional, and long-term requirements of this new system? We understand that all of this can feel overwhelming. The pace of change is fast, the rules are complex, and the consequences of misunderstanding them can be life-changing. That's why staying informed is critical. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll keep you updated on every new development as it happens. And remember, you're not alone in this process. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. We'll do our best to point you in the right direction and provide clarity where it's needed most. Because when it comes to immigration, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection.